Kazuya, now working a part-time job and dressed in a worker's uniform, cherished the phone case Chizuru had given him. However, his joy was short-lived as he stumbled upon her reviews online, revealing that he wasn't the only one she had gifted. Despite this discovery, Kazuya remained hopeful as he met Chizuru at their usual coffee shop. Their conversation took an unexpected turn when Chizuru bluntly asked if he had fallen for her. Caught off guard, Kazuya denied it, though deep down he knew it was a lie. As Kazuya and Chizuru were almost home, Ruka unexpectedly appeared and insisted on having a date with Kazuya. Feeling uncomfortable, Kazuya was blindfolded by Ruka and taken to a hotel room against his will. Panicking, Kazuya found himself in a difficult situation as Ruka persistently attempted to seduce him, despite his clear disinterest. Struggling to resist her advances, Kazuya sought refuge in the restroom, desperately thinking of Chizuru's face to maintain his resolve and avoid succumbing to Ruka's temptations. As the new year dawned, Kazuya booked a lunch date with Chizuru, intending to visit a shrine afterward and introduce her to his family. However, their plans were disrupted when Ruka unexpectedly appeared at their meeting place, once again uninvited. Kazuya and Chizuru were puzzled as to how Ruka had found out about their whereabouts, suspecting that she may have seen their messages during their previous encounter at the hotel. Despite Ruka's attempts to win over Kazuya's grandma, she failed to replace Chizuru in her affections. As they were about to enter the restaurant, Ruka boldly declared herself as Kazuya's girlfriend to everyone present, catching them off guard. Kazuya and Chizuru desperately sought a way to defuse the situation, but Ruka persisted in her claims. This only served to infuriate Kazuya's grandmother, who believed he was betraying her favorite, Chizuru. Tempers flared, and tensions ran high as Ruka vented her frustration in the restroom. Despite their efforts to placate her, Ruka adamantly refused to accept that Chizuru was the one being introduced to Kazuya's family, not her. The atmosphere remained tense as they exchanged heated words. Ruka demanded that they sever ties and end their rental arrangement. But Chizuru explained that it was not as simple as that. She implored Kazuya to resist Ruka's pleas, emphasizing the complexity of their situation. Despite Ruka's pleas and insistence that she could win over Kazuya's family, the reality was far from what she hoped for. Ruka's desperation reached a breaking point. She took Kazuya's grandmother aside in an attempt to disclose Kazuya's secret and sabotage their relationship. However, instead of revealing the truth, Kazuya's grandmother surprised Ruka by asking a series of questions about Chizuru. It became evident that her grandmother not only wanted a successor, but also harbored a genuine fondness for Chizuru. In that moment, it became clear that Chizuru had won over his grandmother's heart, complicating Ruka's plans even further. Ruka found herself unable to reveal Kazuya's secret to his grandmother, as the older woman's affection for Chizuru became evident. Overwhelmed by emotion, Ruka refrained from divulging the truth, realizing she couldn't compete with Chizuru's place in his grandmother's heart. Despite her frustration, Ruka expressed her resentment towards Chizuru for interfering in their family's affairs regarding the rental business. While she desired to disclose the truth, Ruka recognized that the timing wasn't right. Instead, she imposed conditions on Kazuya, such as refraining from kissing and clinging to Chizuru. Determined to win over his grandmother, Ruka made it clear that she wouldn't give up easily, setting the stage for a battle of endurance. Ruka's obsession with Kazuya led her to apply for a job at the same hotel where he worked, further blurring the lines between their personal and professional lives. Meanwhile, Kazuya found himself caught in a discussion with his friends at work, who were lamenting Kuri's breakup with his rental girlfriend. The news of Kuri's heartbreak even made its way to social media, as he tweeted about it on his private Twitter account. Feeling responsible as a friend, Kazuya decided to ask Ruka to reach out to Kuri and apologize for any distress caused by their previous interactions, considering Kuri had paid for her services. Despite his efforts to console Kuri, Kazuya couldn't shake the feeling of awkwardness surrounding the situation. He contemplated inviting Kuri for drinks over the weekend, but hesitated, fearing it might only exacerbate his friend's distress to be comforted by someone currently in a relationship. Feeling embarrassed and hesitant, Kuri waited at the meeting place but couldn't bring himself to face Kazuya just yet. Eventually, he messaged Kazuya to inform him that he would be leaving. However, just as he was about to depart, he was surprised by a familiar voice calling out to him. It was Chizuru. She revealed that she had already arranged their date. To Kuri's disbelief, he learned that Chizuru was actually a rental girlfriend, just like the one Kazuya had mentioned. Overwhelmed by this revelation, he quickly searched for her name on the app and confirmed that she was indeed listed as a rental girlfriend. Despite feeling overwhelmed and unable to fully grasp the situation, Kuri accompanied Chizuru on their date to the amusement park. He remained speechless and struggled to process the revelation that she was a rental girlfriend. Part of him wondered if it was all just a joke. However, as he contemplated leaving and heading home, he felt a sense of guilt when Chizuru expressed that she would be left alone if he departed. Motivated by a desire to act responsibly and not abandon Chizuru, Kuri decided to stay. They began their date by riding the carousel, followed by a visit to the horror house. Despite the awkwardness of the situation, Kuri tried to make the best of it and enjoy their time together at the amusement park. As they rode the skyship, Kuri finally found the courage to broach the topic of rental girlfriends with Chizuru. Their conversation took on a more serious tone, and gradually, the awkwardness between them began to dissipate. Chizuru shared her perspective on rental girlfriends, likening their role to that of a band-aid meant to temporarily alleviate their client's emotional pain. Regardless of the reasons behind the rentals, their primary objective was to ensure their client's happiness by spending time with them. Kuri couldn't help but admire Chizuru's insightful and empathetic outlook on the matter, realizing that life with a girlfriend like her must be filled with compassion and understanding. As the sun began to rise, signaling the end of their day together, Kuri reached for his wallet to pay Chizuru for their date. However, Chizuru surprised him by revealing that she had already been paid for her time. Kazuya appeared nearby, prompting Chizuru to give the two friends some space to talk. Kazuya confessed everything to Kuri, expecting a serious reaction, but Kuri burst into laughter instead. Their date wasn't over yet, and they continued their conversation. Eventually, Kuri posed a thought-provoking question. Had either of them ever developed feelings for their clients? This question lingered in the air, leaving Chizuru lost in contemplation. As they explore into the question, Chizuru was suddenly struck by a flashback of the events leading up to her date with Kuri. Her response left Kazuya stunned. She recounted a pivotal moment when she asked Kazuya to meet her on the balcony one night. Kazuya had been prepared for the meeting, fully expecting a serious conversation. They discussed Mami, and Kazuya revealed that he had completely let go of his feelings for her because he had developed feelings for Chizuru instead. Sumi Sakurasawa, a college freshman, was introduced as a new character to the story. She led a double life as a rental girlfriend, balancing her academic responsibilities with her occasional bookings. Her routine involved attending college classes during the week and receiving bookings for her rental services approximately twice a week. Sumi Sakurasawa, a college freshman and rental girlfriend, admired Mizuhara Chizuru, who held the top rank in their profession. Chizuru, recognizing Sumi's potential, asked Kazuya for a favor, to help Sumi gain confidence by going on a date with her. When they met at the station, Sumi's shyness was palpable, and despite Kazuya's efforts to lighten the mood, she remained silent. Their outing to the bowling alley revealed it was Sumi's first time, adding to her nervousness. Kazuya attempted to engage her in conversation over drinks, but Sumi remained reticent. Undeterred, Chizuru patiently continued to mentor Sumi. However, their evening took a troubling turn when Kazuya intervened to rescue Sumi from a group of harassing men, highlighting the challenges she faced in her new role. As they walked, Mami spotted them together, her jealousy evident. Meanwhile, Sumi showed improvement by holding her client's hand, a milestone in her progress. Kazuya, dedicated to helping her grow, even accidentally bumped his nose, causing it to bleed. While he tended to it in the restroom, he returned to find Mami conversing with Sumi, who was surprisingly friendly and cheerful. Mami's presence put Kazuya in a predicament. He struggled to introduce Sumi, knowing that revealing she was his rental girlfriend could lead to trouble. However, labeling her as his girlfriend might imply infidelity to Chizuru. Mami inquired if Chizuru was aware of the situation, expressing disbelief that someone as charming as Chizuru could be cheated on. Despite the stress, Sumi's progress was evident as she spoke a few words and held hands, indicating her gradual improvement. On the other hand, Mami grappled with her emotions in her room, troubled by what she had witnessed. Curiosity led her to search Sumi's name, and her shock was palpable upon discovering Sumi's profile on the rental girlfriend app. Kazuya, Kibe, and Kuri were engaged in a candid conversation about their experiences with intimacy. However, Kazuya's attention was diverted when he spotted Chizuru with another person. Concerned about potentially being caught by Kibe, he quickly devised a plan to avoid the situation by redirecting their path. Later, Kazuya found himself contemplating the significance of a wooden chip thrown at his balcony door. To his surprise, it was Chizuru attempting to communicate with him. Despite their unconventional method of interaction, he cherished these moments of connection, even if they were not face-to-face. Kazuya was initially under the impression that Chizuru wanted to express gratitude, but to his surprise, she revealed her intention to quit her rental girlfriend job. She had been offered a role in a play, which could open up more opportunities for her in the acting industry. Kazuya couldn't help but feel a twinge of sadness, knowing that their time together as rental and client would soon come to an end. Chizuru reassured him that she would continue to be his girlfriend until then, providing him with comfort amidst his mixed emotions. He learned that she had been working as a rental girlfriend to support her dream of becoming an actress, highlighting her dedication and resilience in pursuing her goals. Chizuru felt a wave of conflicting emotions upon receiving a message from Kazuya's grandmother. While she cherished the special bond they had formed, she couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness, knowing that she would eventually have to bid farewell to her when she quit her job as a rental girlfriend. As if fate had a hand in it, Chizuru's date arrived, and to her surprise, it was Mami who had booked her. This unexpected encounter with Mami, coupled with the reminder of her impending departure from the rental girlfriend industry, stirred up a whirlwind of emotions within Chizuru. Caught in a moment of contemplation about his feelings towards Ruka, Kazuya's attention was abruptly diverted when he spotted Mami and Chizuru together. Witnessing Mami's discovery of Chizuru's involvement in the rental girlfriend industry, Kazuya felt a mixture of anxiety and concern. As Mami bombarded Chizuru with questions, Kazuya observed the scene with a sense of unease, realizing the implications of Mami's newfound knowledge. The atmosphere grew tense as Mami made her request for Chizuru to sing, adding another layer of complexity to the situation. Feeling conflicted and guilty over the situation, Kazuya found himself unable to simply stand by and watch Mami insult Chizuru. Faking sickness to excuse himself from work, he followed both of them, determined to intervene and resolve the tension. As the date between Mami and Chizuru concluded, Kazuya observed their interaction with growing concern. Both girls seemed to be inquiring about his feelings, placing him at the center of their conversation. Kazuya realized the weight of his actions and the impact they were having on those around him. Chizuru's unexpected defense of Kazuya and her bold declaration caught Mami off guard, leaving her shocked and speechless. Meanwhile, Kazuya, who had been eavesdropping on their conversation, was overcome with emotion, bursting into tears at the heartfelt revelation. Finding himself outside Chizuru's door, Kazuya confronted her about what he had heard. He expressed his gratitude for her standing up for him and apologized for putting her in such a difficult position. In that moment, he also came to a profound realization. His feelings for Chizuru ran deeper than he had ever imagined. Kazuya's confession, though initially bold, took an unexpected turn as he clarified that he wanted Chizuru as a rental girlfriend. Chizuru's reaction was not what he anticipated, leaving him to ponder the implications of his words. As they exchanged expressions of gratitude, the weight of Kazuya's confession lingered in the air, leaving Chizuru unable to shake off its impact. Meanwhile, Kazuya found himself grappling with the complexities of their situation, unsure of how to proceed.